There's some new affordable makeup launches and we're gonna put some of these to the test, see how they wear, see how they do, see what we can come up with. So if you wanna continue watching and see how this new affordable makeup does on my oily, rosacea texturized skin, then please go ahead and do so, bonitas. Before we get into this video, bonitas, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. That really helps my channel continue to grow. It allows me to bring you the best quality makeup, beauty content. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoy watching these type of videos, because that makes sure that I can continue to doing these types of videos and bringing you what you want to see. So we're gonna go ahead and first start off with Milani's new spray. This is their Clean Start Prep Step. It does contain hyaluronic acid. It's a facial spray, and this is like the first step right before you start applying your makeup. Good little refresher. Feels nice. I like that there's no scent to this. Very, very hydrating, which I think this will be an excellent product, especially moving into spring and summer, to bring some hydration back into the skin so that when makeup and whatnot goes back into it, it can feel really good to start with. And as you can see, I don't have anything on for the brow, so I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the new Morphe brow pencil. So they originally have their micro brow pencil, which is just a really nice fine tip brow pencil like that. They recently launched their newest one, which is the nano pencil, which is even more fine and precise. Look at that tip. You can barely see it, it's so precise. They look like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the nano one, because I feel like that will be best for these eyebrows. This one is in the shade Cold Brew. I think this is more best for like these front hairs. You need to be very careful with this nano brow pencil because it is so fine that it can easily break if you're not careful. Yeah, it keeps breaking. Okay, so I think that this nano brow pencil, if you have a very light hand, it'll be fantastic. If you have a little bit of a heavier hand, I would probably use the micro, because it is a little bit thicker, so it allows you to fill in more of those larger gaps, like so. The nano one is better for like those front pieces, if you want it to look more like hair-like. Do you see? So I would say nano better for the front pieces, and then the micro is better for the rest. Look at that difference though. I feel like it gives a really pretty brow effect, very natural and healthy. So now that we have that, we are gonna go ahead and move on to the complexion. And really quick, going back to the Milani Clean Start Prep Step, I really like the fact that I feel like it hydrated the skin, but it immediately melted into the skin. So it's not like laying on top. It just gives a good refresher base. This is also a great product to use kind of like in between certain steps, just to like rehydrate the skin. So that's another way that you can use this product. Now we're gonna move on to foundation. I'm gonna be using our NYX Makeup Wonder foundation. This one is in the shade 16 Neutral Beige. I have a full in-depth review and wear test on this foundation, but I think today I want to use this one. And you know what? I'm gonna first spread the foundation with the Morphe M109. Great brush to spread the foundation. It's like a good initial step, but I will say you still do need another blender, because this is just kind of spreading it out. I like to use a really good fluffy blender. Right now I've been really into a Cosmetics 101 brush, right? The 101? Yeah, the 101 airbrush. And I'm just going to blend this all out. How nice that blends. Blends so nice. I mean, look at the difference. Now this isn't a brand new foundation, but it is a really beautiful, nice, easy to wear, easy to blend, very lightweight new foundation that did launch this year. Look at this difference on my rosacea skin. Like, insane. But yet it doesn't feel like you have anything on the skin. It's very lightweight. Going in and blending everything out. I also appreciate the fact that this doesn't dry down too fast. So if you still haven't tried out this new NYX Makeup Wonder foundation, this is your time to check it out, because it really does a great job of covering everything it needs to cover. And you can see the side that's given more time to dry down. Like, look how beautiful that looks. It definitely dries down to a nice matte foundation. Not like flat and matte, but like soft matte. I have a full day wear test on this foundation, but I just had to use a foundation that is new this year, and a foundation that is, I feel, a really great foundation that has launched this year. I have this little palette by Morphe. They launched a bronze collection, but they have these little palettes. This eyeshadow actually fell and broke, but you can see it looks like that. So I want to use these colors too, but I also have a new e.l.f. Velvet Liquid Eyeshadow. They came out with these earlier this month, or no, not earlier this month, earlier this year. And I purchased one in the shade Current Mood that I always talk about, and I'm obsessed with that one. So I went into Ulta recently and I'm like, I have to purchase another one because these are a really great formula. They're a liquid formula. They blend like a dream. They're so easy to use. If you're somebody that just wants to be using one eyeshadow color, y vámonos, you don't want something that's going to take too long to blend or be too hard to use, this is definitely a product that I would highly recommend to you. They're very easy to use, beginner friendly products. And the shade selections are beautiful. My favorite one is the shade Current Mood, but right now I picked up a new one from Ulta, and this one is in the shade Cable Knit, and I find that this is like a really nice brown, but it's kind of like a cool tone brown, and I find that it's just very perfect for everyday wear. Like, it's a very, very wearable shade. You just blend it out very seamlessly. You can see, like, you could just wear that color and you're ready to go. You don't really have to do too much to make it work. I'm just taking the color like so. So I would highly recommend these liquid eyeshadows. I know so many high-end brands have done their take on liquid eyeshadows, and they're very beautiful, don't get me wrong, but if you don't want to spend $20-something on liquid eyeshadows, the drugstore has these great ones. I think these are like around $8, but there's so many color options, and I really do appreciate how well e.l.f. created this formula, because this formula truly does blend like a dream. And again, it's so easy to use. Anybody can use it, whether you're a beginner or whether you're an advanced makeup person. Like, these are just the perfect eyeshadows for every day, like literally. So if you're looking for something easy, quick, this is the way to go. Okay, now we're gonna go into the shades from Morphe. Again, this is another one of their new products. So what I wanna go ahead and do is, I need to be careful because this palette is breaking apart on me. I'm gonna take this shade right here, this really pretty shimmer shade. It's like a brown shade. So I'm gonna put this these colors work really beautifully together. So the first shade I used, the Velvet Liquid Eyeshadow, is a matte, but this one is a shimmer. And what I like about these is that there's also a matte shade in there, and then you have like the shimmer, and then there's this middle shade, which I don't know why these are breaking really easily, which I don't like, but I did drop it, so it could also be that. But you have options here. I mean, very pretty formulas for sure. So we're just gonna go ahead and use that shimmer and keep it like that and keep it moving. Next up, we're gonna move on to the concealers. These are Essence new concealers. They are the Silky Blur Hydrating Longwear Concealers. They look like this, and can I just say, these remind me a lot of the Kylie Cosmetics concealers, like just the packaging. Super cute, but these retail for $5.99, bonitas. That's a really, really good deal. So I do have here 3 shades that they sent over. I'm gonna swatch all 3 of them so you guys can see how these look like, but I have here first the shade 120. They have like a slanted doe foot applicator. 120 is the first shade. Next up, we have the shade 170 right there. And last but not least, we have the shade 180, which we will put right here. So 180 is definitely the darkest shade out of all 3. I will say the shade 180 would kind of be the closest match to my complexion, so that would probably be best for like spot concealing, just kind of like covering little blemishes, but not really for under eye brightness if that's what you're looking for. So if you're around my complexion, I wouldn't use the shade 180 for under eye brightness, more so for spot concealing. Then the shade 170 is a little bit more on like the pink peachy side. And then we have here the shade 120, which is the more like brightening one out of the 3, the lightest shade. I personally like shades like that on my under eye, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of that right here, like so. I like to put some also on the outer part. This is a silky blurring hydrating formula. It's buildable and it has medium coverage. So I'm gonna take the brush by BK Beauty, the A506, and I'm just going to begin applying this concealer all over. Lately, my under eyes have been feeling a little bit more on the dry side. So I've been really keeping track of that because I feel like my under eyes have never felt that way. I don't know. I feel like ever since I turned 30, I noticed my under eyes look and feel a little bit more dry than usual. So I'm very excited about this hydrating formula. I would say this is definitely a medium coverage, but look at the brightness it gives. So I would definitely go in with the shade 120 if you are around my complexion. This also is supposed to set to a silky matte formula. So yes, it's hydrating when you apply it. Very, very lightweight, but it has more so of that silky matte dry down. It's also waterproof and all day comfort, lightweight, moisturizing. So we shall see, because I will definitely put all those things to the test, but it blends really nice. It looks lightweight. Like I mentioned, I have very creasy under eye, so I'm already starting to see that it's kind of creasing a little bit right on that under eye. But I mean, like I said, I have creasy under eyes, so no matter what, it's going to do that. But it's working well with the foundation, which is definitely a good thing. But look how well it covered that darkness. This is before, this is after. Definitely seeing a difference. So I am going to take a little bit of my powder to set that under eye, because like I always say, I need loose powder, but lately I've been kind of dabbing a little bit of that extra powder on the back of my hand so I don't go in with too much powder on my under eye, because like I said, I've been getting a little bit dry lately and I'm like, what's going on? Do I need a new concealer routine? I do like this formula, and I feel like for the fact that this is only $5.99, I like that. So I'm gonna go in with the shade 180 and I'm going to apply a little bit on the nose. My nose tends to be a little bit more dry. Any of you guys also feel that way, that the nose area kind of like dries a little bit differently than the rest of the face or separates a little bit? So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna take that same brush and I'm just going to fill in any area where I feel like there was a little bit of separation of the foundation. I feel like my nose tends to be that area that kind of separates a little bit. And it happens with every foundation for my nose. Oh yeah, this shade 180 is the perfect match for my like all over face skin color. I would say if you want a shade, if you are around my complexion and you want a shade to more so match your overall complexion color, the shade 180 is perfect for that. I feel like it really does go well with the rest of the face. So let's dust away the powder so we don't leave it for too long. Yeah, that's nice. It worked really well, the powder. And move on to the next step, which is bronzer. Morphe is launching their bronzer duos. They look like this, similar to their blushes, but these look so nice. So you have in here your cream and you have your powder, and these are the bronze and tone duo. I have this one in Tulum Trip, and these are a really beautiful smooth satin cream and buttery velvet powder to bronze and sculpt the cheek. So I'm going to be using the M240. These were sent to me by Morphe, so thank you so much, Morphe. As well as the concealers were also sent to me by Morphe, and the Milani spray. As for the eyeshadow by e.l.f., I purchased this with my own money because I really love these. But okay, let's move on. So I'm gonna start off I personally like to first start off with creams because I have oily skin. I like to apply the cream first and then set that cream in place with a powder. So I'm gonna take the more angled side of the brush to kind of start sculpting a little bit. So I'm gonna take this right here and I'm gonna see how this does. So again, we're starting off with the cream formula. Ooh, very, very easy to blend formula. I like how this hugs the cheek. It hugs the cheek very beautifully. That's so nice. I was due for a new bronzing brush. I've had my Makeup by L'Oreal Morphe bronzing brush for a while now, And I noticed that it's starting to shed a lot, so I'm like, I'm due for a new brush. I use that brush every day, so when I saw this one, I'm like, okay, this is perfection, because it's gonna do a really beautiful job of, look at that, adding such amazing warmth back into the face, creating lots of dimension, so it's not like one-dimensional. And then I'm gonna take some down here. This is a really nice bronzer. It's also very easy to use. So now we're gonna take the fluffier side, go in with the powder. Again, we don't need a lot of powder. We're just gonna kind of use that to set what we have on the forehead. Like so, you can see. Ooh, okay, that is pigmented. So again, like I said, use it very wisely. I feel like the cream is a little bit more buildable, like you have to build it on, than the powders. The powder just packs that color immediately, like so. Look at that. These do retail for, let's see the price, $19, so they're not the cheapest, but keep in mind you're getting 2 products in here. You're getting a powder and a cream, so I'm gonna go ahead and swatch this. I'm first gonna swatch the cream. I'm gonna put it right here. That is so creamy. And then we're gonna do the powder on the other side so you can see the difference. So cream, powder. Again, these are in the shade Tulum Trip, and they are stunning. I think these are perfect colors for the complexion, like so. Okay, next up, we have some new blushes. So Morphe launched their blushes, their blush duos last year, but this time they've added new colors, and I'll include some swatches so you can see the new colors, but it's like a trio. You got so many good options. You have the velvety matte, you have like a shimmery powder, then you have the cream. Like, look how stunning that is. But I feel like this isn't gonna complement this look that I have on right now. So I think for today, I'm gonna use another one of their new shades in Honeymoon Sweet. And ooh, yes, this is pretty. It's not really springy, but I think this will go really well with this makeup we have going on. So I'm gonna take the other brush. This is the blush brush, the M200. So I would say this more like dense side would be great to apply that cream. And then the fluffier side is better for the powder, you know? So we're gonna go in and apply that cream. And I'm gonna apply the cream on top of where we went in with the bronzer. I like to just kind of hit it right here where that cheekbone is, like so. And then we're gonna go in with a little bit of the powder on the other side and just kind of like tap it on top of that cream, like so. Then I'm gonna go in with the shimmer just to add a little glow. The glow will just take everything to the next level. And then again, same thing on this side. I think we have blush blindness right now, but we have something to fix this. Okay, so I'm gonna swatch these. Honeymoon Sweet, first starting off with the cream, and I'll put it right here. Then I'm gonna go in with the shimmer. Oh wait, I think the shimmer is a cream too. Ooh, that's cute. So you could even mix the two together. Then we have the powder. It's really pretty. And honestly, they look a little darker here, but I feel like these could be very wearable, especially the cream one. Like it could be a very wearable, pretty color. Okay, I think we went with a lot of bronzer and blush. I can recognize that. So now we're going to diffuse this a little bit out. I'm gonna bring in a product that isn't affordable, but it's because it's gonna make sense, okay? So Huda Beauty launched this powder, right? This is the matcha milk cake powder. And you guys know green cancels red, right? So we're having a little bit of blush blindness moment where this could help us cancel out the red. So I'm gonna take the powder and I'm going to just kind of apply it over the blush to kind of make it look a little bit more subtle. to kind of like diffuse it out un poquito, so it's not like too intense. Do you see? It kind of softens it up, so it's not like that. Do you see? I feel like it makes a little bit of a difference. I do want to point something out though really quick, now that I feel like things are setting into place. Okay, so I really like this, right? When I first applied, I'm like, ooh, this looks so good. But here's the kicker. I feel like as it sets, it kind of gets more red on my skin complexion. I'm gonna take a little bit more of this green powder on this side. You guys can see, like, it definitely did, you know, kind of bring it down a little bit in color. And I'm gonna put it over here a little bit just to kind of diffuse that out a little bit more. So this is a green powder, but the pigments inside the powder are the cherry blossom powder, the pink powder. So it kind of all works together nicely. But there we go. Yeah, I feel like we needed to bring that powder, that blush, a little bit more subtle because it was looking a little, you know, blush blindness. And I know you bonitas would call me out for my blush blindness right there. So we are going to finish this look up with our lips. So for lips, I have two new products. I have here one of the new L'Oreal Blur Filler Blurring Lip Contours. I have talked about these before in a trying new new affordable makeup video, but this is another shade that I really like. This is in the shade Worth It Intense. It's a gorgeous brown shade, which you can see right here. Look how pretty that is. It's like the perfect brown tone. And what I love about these is that these pencils are like chunkier at the top. So I think they do a really good job and are very like forgiving on the lips if you are somebody that isn't as precise with your lip liner. Like you're newer to lip liner, you could also kind of fill in your lip with it. Like they're just really, really nice. So I also will say with these, I feel like you can really build up the pigment. Blend very nicely into the lids. Like so. Then we're gonna go in with one of the Morphe lip glosses, the Drip Glass. These are for the lips, right? In Champagne Pearl. Oh, these are really pretty. They're so shimmery. Look at that. And we're just gonna use that in the middle. Ooh, yes. Oh, that is so pretty. This is a great lip topper. That is so shimmery. I really like this. This is pretty much the look completed, bonitas. Overall, I'm very pleased with how everything worked together. I think we have some really beautiful products in this mix of new products that we tried out. Let me just start this wear test because I do want to wear these products and give you guys a really nice check-in at the end of the day. But right now it is 11:16. Which you can see right there. It is 5:28, basically 5:30, and here is the makeup. Look how beautiful it wore. I just finished running. Now I'm about to go to the gym to do a upper body workout, but overall it went really well. I have a little bit of a stuffy nose, which is why some of the makeup faded right here, but everywhere else the makeup looks phenomenal. And even through the run, do you see this NYX foundation is so good? But the concealer's still looking pretty good, except this side. This is my more creasier. You can see how it creased a little bit. But overall, the makeup stayed on, bonitas. So I am very impressed. Like, look at that. Okay. We'd love to see that. That's pretty much it, bonitas. I really hope that you enjoyed watching this video. Let me know down below in the comment section, what products are you most excited about? What are you most intrigued with? And what are you going to pass on? What are you like, I didn't really like that. Let me know. I love interacting contigo. It means the world for us to have conversations down below. Help each other out with these makeup finds. So let's go ahead, chat down below. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I hope that you enjoyed watching. Give the video a big thumbs up now that it's done. And I will be seeing you very, very soon for a brand new video. So don't forget to stay safe, stay blessed, and stay beautiful. Y nos vemos pronto. Adiós, bonitas.